So there's so many different things you can use Excel for when it comes to tracking expenses, project tracking. In today's video, we will learn how to use Excel as an expense tracker. So we can use Excel to track expenses so we can see when they're coming due. Here we have a list of expenses, typical expenses you see in a household. So the first thing is to assign due dates. Now that we have our dates, let's see how many days before that expense is due. So our electric bill is due on 7/15, and there are 104 days from today's date, from the current date to 7/15. And now we can copy the same formula and now we can see how many days we have before our bill is due. So now if you want to see what bill is due first or the bill that's coming due first, you can actually sort this column. So now we can see we have 61 days before our car payment is due. Now if we change the due date to 5/1, now we have 29 days. Now for example, if this had a past due date, so if we go back to January 1st, it will also tell you if your bill is past due because you're going to see negative days. So that's how you can use Excel to track your expenses. You can also use Excel as a project tracker. So you can track the projects you're currently working on with due dates. You can see how many days you have left. When that project is completed, you can see how many days it took you to complete that project. Did you complete your project before the due date? How many days before the due date did you complete that project? Now we pivot to see how we can use Excel as a project tracker. So here we have project, we have due dates. So same with the expense tracker, with the project tracker, you can also see if your project is past due, if you're past that due date, and how many days has lapsed since your due date. Now let's add one more step. So we have our completed date. So for example, if for project 2 that's due on 6/10, if we completed this say on 3/30, let's see if we completed our project ahead of time or if we completed it past our due date. So we can say equal that is greater than that. Right. So the formula that we put in, we say if our completed date is less than our due date, then we completed it early. If our complete date is greater than our due date, the project is late. If both dates match, then we completed our project on time. Now, because we completed project 2 2 months early, you can see that we completed our project early. So again, we can copy the same formula. So now it's saying we completed all of our projects early, which we did not. We only completed one, project 2. So now let's make a tweak to our formula. So now we have completed dates for all 8 projects. Now if you look, you can see we have 2 projects that were completed on time and the rest we completed early. So now that we have all of our projects completed, we can also see the percentage. So we can say of the 8 projects, what percentage did we complete on time? What percent did we complete early? And what percent of the 8 were actually late? And for that, we will use COUNTIF. And now we have one that's late There it is. We only have one project that was late. Now let's update the formula to find the actual percentage. The percentage is 12.5%, but let's change that to show the actual percent. 12.5. So now again, you can copy your formula, and there you have it. So if we were to change the date for this to where it's actually late, this percentage here should update, and this completed on time should also change. So if this were completed late, let's say it was completed on 7/1, now it is late. So instead of 12.5, 25%. So instead of 12.5, 25% of our projects were late. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe, share. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you did not enjoy the video, leave a comment and tell me why.